Hello guys, this is Guam here. I want to talk about supplements today, and more specifically talking about vitamins and minerals. Now, a lot of people are similar to myself, who maybe do a bit of weightlifting and do a bit of cardio. We do generally consume some vitamins and maybe minerals if we're lucky, probably some omega 3s or fish oil and that sort of thing, and maybe a few other bits and bobs thrown in there. Um, it's not something I personally give a lot of thought to. However, the other day, funny enough, I was looking at my vitamins that I had, and I just realised that there was no minerals. There might have been iron, but there was no other minerals included. And because, like, every once in a while, if I'm feeling a bit brain fogged or feeling a bit down or whatever, not down, but you know what I mean, just a wee bit like less energy, especially when you're on a diet, which I've been cutting for the last like 2 months or so. So I like to sort of review things once in a while and sort of see where things stand and maybe taking a bit of an assessment. So I actually came across some interesting things that were missing as part of my supplement routine. That might be something that you guys might want to look at yourselves, or at least just keep an eye on. So many of you will probably have your basic sort of vitamins. The most basic one I've ever got my hands on was probably like the My Protein one, which I'll show you here. It's actually the one I have sitting here right in front of me at the moment. This is what sparked my discoveries. As you can see, like I don't know why, I just assumed that this would have covered me, like just like oh, there's a vitamin, well, keep me covered. I don't need to worry about anything else. But as you can see here, for one tablet, it's got good vitamins, like it's got your vitamin A, D, E, C, and then a few other ones under different names. Yeah, it's got like the recommended dose of 100% or close there in, like which is no problem. Like as I said, it probably got your vitamins covered, like in that department. However, I would say I do myself take an extra vitamin D tablet. I have like a specific like high strength vitamin D, just because I live in the really warm country of Northern Ireland, and I work on computers, so I don't get a lot of sunlight. So if you're in a similar situation, you'd probably want to fortify your vitamin D a bit more. So yeah, this is your basic standard sort of like daily vitamins, like. But as I said, this is not enough. Like you need to get into the mineral side of things as well. I don't want to pick on myprotein.com here, but here's another one that is called Alpha Men, and it's sort of like boasts like sort of like an all-in-one kind of like it's not daily vitamins. It's kind of like all you need to be a quote-unquote alpha man. But when you actually look at the typical nutritional values, you actually see some troubling sort of like gaps in what they actually have. So again, you have your vitamin A, D, it's got the vitamins covered, and you get it now. You start to get into your sort of like minerals side of things. So you have like your calcium, which is a 43%, which is probably enough because most of you will be drinking milk generally. So, and that sort of stuff, you'll probably get a lot of calcium in anyway. And phosphorus is 20%, whatever. Like zinc's an important one, I believe, as well, especially for sleep and sort of like natural testosterone production. So having 150% is quite good there. It has copper 25, which is a bit low, but I suppose not too bad. Manganese, which is dead on. Selenium, chromium, and I don't even know how to pronounce that. Molybdenum. There's a few glaring missing ones here that I said you wouldn't. I said if you didn't know what to look for, you wouldn't really be aware of this. But there's a couple really important ones missing here, and I would say that would be iron and magnesium. Magnesium is really important, and it's something that I think personally. This is one of the reasons I'm making this video, is because when I started supplementing magnesium, I actually think I must have been deficient in it, because I experienced some notable positive benefits when I did do it. So again, like this this product here, I don't think is actually good enough to cover you in for what you need. So we have identified that we need to get more minerals, and there is plenty of products out there that boast about doing minerals or whatever, but this is why it's so important to actually read the label and see what percentages you're getting. As I demonstrated in the Alpha Men part there, you would have seen that it claims to have it does have minerals and all that stuff, but some of the most important ones are actually left out. As I said, if a lot of you guys are not like me, whereas a lot of you can probably eat like maybe 3,000, 4,000 calories, and you just don't need to worry about this stuff because you're probably getting the minerals and vitamins you need just from your food alone. However, I have the potato famine genes, so that means like I gain weight if I'm eating anything over 2,400, and that's with me doing weights and doing cardio. So this is what I'm dealing with. Like, so it is actually hard for me to get my vitamins and minerals in by just food alone because I have to eat such a low amount of food basically. So upon my discovery, then I had to start searching for minerals online, and it's actually quite tough because a lot of if you actually look at the, like, they will advertise that they do minerals or whatever, and you will look at the label and they'll be missing things, or it'll be really weak dose. It'll be like 10% of your recommended daily allowance, and or maybe you'll find one that's like 50% of your recommended daily allowance, but then you have to take 3 tablets, and and for some reason minerals as well seem to be a lot more expensive than vitamins. I don't know if that's because of they actually are just a valuable material or whatever goes into the production. I don't actually know, but they are generally more expensive. So I'll show you what I actually ended up getting after searching on for a few websites. Like, I did find a relatively good product as far as I can see with the requirements that we're looking for. So one of the ones I ended up with, and I'm not sponsored by anybody here. I'm not like, honestly, like, this is all just my personal experience, and as I said, I ended up getting this one. I think it's called SciTech Nutrition Multi Pro Plus, which boasts to have high level multivitamin and mineral formula, wide variety of selected ingredients, no need to take other vitamin supplements, so it's like you're sort of all in one sort of thing. However, that is not true, so I'll get into that later, because I do not believe this alone is enough, but it's very close. Lactin and cozion and a bunch of other random shit. So if you look at the back, it comes in like a packet, so it's actually like a packet of tablets basically, and they're like fucking bullets, so have good luck getting them down. Right, so we see at the back here, it has vitamin A, B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B7, B9, loads of different Bs, and some of them are ridiculously strong dose. Like the B1 and B2 are like 3,500 RDA, and I believe like if you actually take these supplements, you will see your pee will turn fucking neon yellow. It will like light up the night sky, because I believe I think it is the B2, which apparently like your body can't use it, so it'll just pee it out. So apparently it has a very distinctive color, so that's where that's coming from. Some of these are super dose, like super high dose. It could be B12, it's 3,800 RDA, like it's just absolutely insane amounts. Vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E. It's got loads of vitamins, like, and as I said, I was glad to see the vitamin D. Although it is 240 RDA, which I still prefer a wee bit higher maybe, but I think it should cover you, like, because it's still like 2.4 times your daily allotment. So pretty good, like, and they're all, as I said, much more higher dose than what you'd get in the daily vitamins from My Protein or most other places. So when we get onto the minerals now, and we will see some hopefully good things too. So this has a calcium of 87%, which, as I said, with your normal dietary intakes, that should be more than enough. It's got it actually has magnesium, so unlike Alpha Men, this actually has magnesium at 90%, which is, as I said, with other foods, with your regular diet, should take over to 100% hopefully. So that was good to see. Iron as well is also at 93% of your RDA. So as I said, I believe Iron Man, I wish it was Iron Man, but it's called Alpha Man. It actually didn't have iron, I believe, so there you go. Zinc is at 100%, so it's a wee bit lower than the Alpha Man, but it's it's still pretty good. Manganese 235%, copper 100%, iodine 80%, selenium 87%, and that unpronounceable word molybdenum 15%. I'm not even sure what the fuck that does. I probably should check that out. This also has random other stuff, like sort of grapeseed extract and rootin, a bunch of herbies type stuff, which, to be fair, I'll just disclose that I don't have a fucking clue what any of that stuff's supposed to do, but I guess it's good that they have it. So this one also has fish oil too, which is something I didn't really talk about earlier in the video, but you need to get fish oil too. Generally, you will take a fish oil capsule, and you would need to take generally 3 of them, I would recommend, because I think you're supposed to take 1 to 3, but I would take 3 generally, because I think it helps with skin and that sort of thing too. So this also has fish oil, but as I said, the dose is pretty good, but it's not as high as I would personally take. So I'll maybe get into that later on, where I'll just actually flat out say what I recommend you should take. So that is the SciTech nutrition thing. Multi Pro Plus. It's quite expensive in the UK. I think it's £17 for a tub, and it's got 30 packets, so that's 30 days. So it's pretty expensive, like, but I feel like it is almost an all-in-one, but not quite there. So I'll just talk about what I add to it to bulk it out into what I believe is the perfect vitamin and mineral stack that will actually cover anybody, really. So looking at the SciTech Nutrition Multi Pro Plus, some of the more astute among you might have noticed that there was missing a mineral potassium, and the reason a lot of companies will not put potassium in their supplements, because generally you're supposed to get enough potassium from your diet. A lot of foods are high in potassium, like famously, like, bananas, and if you're eating like potatoes, they're pretty high in them as well. You will get your RDA of potassium. However, the RDA for potassium is 4.7 grams or 4,700 milligrams, which is quite a lot of potassium you actually need. And I thought that would have been enough. However, when I actually spent not a bit of time, but I did a bit of Googles, and I worked out like exactly what I'm eating in my diet, and then working out, adding up all the potassium that I consumed, and it worked out at about 4,000 milligrams. So I was actually under my RDA for potassium, and as I said, I lift weights and do cardio, so I'm sweating a good bit. So I would recommend, like, I would want to be higher than the 100%. So to me, that wasn't enough. So I had to start looking around for a way to get potassium. As I said, the SciTech does not have potassium inside it, so I then was left with the problem of actually trying to find potassium supplements. And if any of you have ever done that before, it's a fucking headache, because it's one of the worst for underdosing. Like, it's just like, if you check it, it'll have like, there's plenty of potassium minerals that will that you can buy, but they're all like 5% RDA. Like, it'll have like 100 like it'll literally have like 100 milligrams for one tablet, and then you need to consume 4,700 milligrams. Like, so I mean, it's just not even close to being close to your 100% RDA. Like, it's not even fucking close. Like, so it was a bit of a problem, you know what I mean? So I did actually find a bit of a solution. But first of all, I think it's important to talk about why, some of the deficiencies for low potassium symptoms, which is weakness, tired, cramping in legs and arms, tingling or numbness, nausea or vomiting, abdominal cramping, constipation, palpitations like irregular heartbeat, passing large amount of urine, and feeling very thirsty most time, which I definitely had that. Like, I drink the stupidest amounts of water and juice. Like, fainting due to low blood pressure, which I did have. I have this weird thing. If I stand up, I can walk and run no problem, but see, if I stand up in the same place, I will generally, like, sometimes get very lightheaded, and I've actually fainted one time, which was quite embarrassing. Abnormal psychological behaviour such as depression, psychosis, delirium, confusion, or hallucinations. Like, but I wouldn't say I'm depressed, but I'm a bit confused in general. Like, so I'll talk about a pretty clever solution I came up with the potassium problem, and I'll show you that now. So this suggestion actually came about from my girlfriend. Actually suggested this, which was full props to her, like, because it actually worked out to be a pretty good idea. There's actually low salt. I don't know if they have this. I'm sure they have this in America, like, but in the UK we have this thing called low salt, which is basically like, it tastes like normal salt, because it is 50% normal salt. However, the other 51% of it is made up of actually it's 48% salt. So, just not to sound like a complete retard, can't do basic math, but it's 48% salt and 51% potassium chloride. So it has 50% of it is potassium. And I actually bought one recently, and it says on the, like, maybe I'll put a picture of it or whatever in this video, but like it says, it actually does say in the label, like, if I think it says one gram of this salt will give you 0.4 grams of potassium. So if you're like me and then you like adding salt to your food, you know, I mean, obviously if you're cooking rice dinner or whatever the hell you're making, like, you know, you're gonna put salt in it, like, so it's a great way of getting your potassium in. Like, you know, as I said again, I'll just reiterate, like, I mean, if you're a guy who's eating 3,000 calories or eating 4,000 calories, you'll probably get potassium no problem from your diet. But for me, as I said, I literally sat down and wrote down exactly everything I ate and worked out what the potassium was, and I was short about a milligram, so, or short about a gram, sorry, so about 1,000 milligrams. So this, I think this like low salt. I basically have replaced my salt with this low salt just to give me a boost in potassium, and it said it tastes exactly the same salt, like, so, you know, it's a great solution, and it's not even that expensive as well. So let's now talk about fish oil / omega-3s. Some of the signs of deficiency, if you're deficient in omega-3s, you may have such things as fatigue, poor memory, decrease in immune function, more prone to illness, skin problems, dry skin, hair loss, eczema. Well, I actually do suffer from a bit of eczema, and it sort of comes and goes, and I guess it's probably, I'm assuming it's from this mineral, like lack of minerals and stuff from my chronic shitty dieting all the time. Those dirty books are coming back to haunt me, like. And also I'm bald, but I don't think it was because of thing, hopefully. It'd be class if I start taking, like, you know, fucking fish oil on my hair grew back, that would be brilliant. So yeah, it can have hair loss, dry skin and eczema, poor circulation, depression and mood swings, heart problems and reproductive problems, men and women. Yeah, so this is the reasons why it's so important to make sure you have enough omega-3. As I talked about, the SciTac Multi Pro does actually have fish oil. However, I don't think it's enough. It's basically just your standard one capsule. So there's plenty of products online that you can buy in a shop that will have, you know, fish oil or, you know, omega-3s. Basically, the MyProtein one recommends 1 to 3 tablets a day. I recommend at least 3. So if you're taking the SciTac Multi Pro, it is not enough, in my opinion. You should buy a separate specific fish oil supplement and take an extra 2 tablets. So, you know, you just add 2 tablets to your packet there. So I think that is a good start as far as it comes to covering your fish oil requirements. So the only really other thing that I have that I would recommend taking is MSM, glucosamine and chondroitin, which is basically like a joint support. For a while I was getting, like, if I'm dieting, like, I sometimes sort of like wee niggles come back, like my, you know, like maybe a wee bit of soreness in my elbow, maybe a wee bit of soreness in my knee and stuff. So I found this helped quite a bit. Like, it's always hard to know, like, when you introduce stuff, like, you don't know if it's helped, you know, if that's the thing that helped or some other thing helped. But it's probably not a bad idea to have it. Like, as I said, it's one of those products you can pick up, you know, off myprotein.com or, you know, pretty much anywhere. Like, it's not like you have to use a specific product or whatever. Like, I'm not here to shill, that's for sure. Just like get it wherever you can for the cheapest you can. Like, yeah, but it's for anyone, you know, who just, I think, like, it helps with like joint pain and stuff. So that's another one I'd recommend. I don't really want to go on to too much other supplements, like, because supplements is such a massive sort of term, a broad range. You could get into like protein supplements or creatine and all that sort of stuff, but I don't really want to get into that stuff. I was just more focusing on the sort of vitamins and minerals side of things. So I think if you do what I said, do what I say, god damn it. No, but if you do what I'm doing, like, I personally believe, as I said, and if you don't believe me, like, if you think I'm missing something or there's something else I should look at, like, please, by all means, like, I'm always willing to learn, always willing to, like, you know, try out new things if it will improve my health or my mood or you know, just like anything that will help with cognitive ability, like, 'cause that's something I'm quite keen on looking at too. Like, I hate when I'm dieting, I get brain fog, so if anything that can help me fight that, like, I'm all about it. Like, so if there's any other suggestions or things that you think are missing, like, please comment and let me know, and, like, you know, I will definitely try it if it's not complete trolley bullshit that you come up with, like. But there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video anyway, like, and I hope you learned something, and I hope you start feeling a lot healthier and a bit more, like, you know, if you have any of the symptoms, especially, like, you know, actually I'll just read out the magnesium symptoms because I didn't actually do that. The magnesium deficiency symptoms. So neurological, Behaviors could be behavioral disturbances, irritability and anxiety, lethargy, impaired memory and cognitive function, sort of like brain fog sort of thing I was talking about. Anorexia or loss of appetite. I shouldn't be saying that because you fuckers are using it to like that. Nausea and vomiting, seizures, weakness, muscle spasms, tics, muscle cramps, hyperactive reflexes. That sounds like a superpower. Impaired muscle coordination, tremors, involuntary eye movements and vertigo, difficulty swallowing. Other things. Here's conditions related to the problems of magnesium: depression, chronic fatigue syndrome, ADD, epilepsy, Parkinson's disease, sleep problems. This is one of them things I talked about actually. Migraine, cluster headaches, osteoporosis, premenstrual syndrome, chest pain, cardiac aneurysms, coronary artery disease, and oh my god, why did I start reading this? Osteosclerosis, hypertension, diabetes, type 2 diabetes, asthma. So hopefully you aren't having too many of those, but just things to look at, like if you feel like this could actually help. And I definitely feel like improved mood. As I said, my skin's a lot better. My skin, like since I started taking this sort of stack, since I upgraded from just the basic daily vitamins, like I feel a lot better mood, a bit less brain fog. I still feel a bit brain fog just because I have been dieting and I am reduced calories and I am losing weight. So still have a bit of can't fix it completely, but I said my skin's a lot better. I feel a lot more focused, a lot more, and less like I don't know, I don't want to it could be placebo, but I feel a lot less likely to procrastinate, and I feel a bit more focused, and I think it really helped me, honestly, so if you're anyway in the same sort of shape, give it a go, and see what you think. But I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and take it easy.